Oh, when it's set up like this?
Exchange stuff was right after, it was like, he walked out when he ran to the field, cause he was like, wanted to have it so bad, it was so funny, they did keep in touch.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Fast, right?
Oh my gosh,
So
that
you
was
always
the
have
kid,
to-
that was the best moment ever.
There was a highlight.
So he sent a message, I think it was
So there.
and slap on. I know he's
Perfect.
yeah, he told me.
Sitting out there.
Word.
She texts me, she goes, I just went to Dunkin' and I ordered my coffee,
I mean, they ran to him.
large hot regular, and the guy said, you ordered it perfectly. And
I
I said,
know.
I will cut you out.
Is that funny? I don't know. That was just her text. I'm waiting for her to get here so she can hear the story. But reading it is hilarious.
Said to me.
Yes, once I walked with him.
Good for him.
Oh, she.
Oh, hi, Dana. Nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you.
No, I didn't.
It's a totally different lifestyle.
You want me to order for you right now?
She must have been down there.
So.
I think when you went down there.
Yeah. This is called the All Things Tech.
Like my mother, so my mother had my convention party, already moved my.
Father's Day yesterday during the award ceremony.
Do you have an apprentice that's gonna run all this stuff?
one of our friends that is here is at Bowden, and I was
Yeah.
there, and I'll play it Trinity.
Oh,
Like,
cool.
oh, my name is Mr. Hayes.
Yeah, yes. I put her there for actually lovely couples, but how lovely it's like when if they invite you, then you're not getting out of that. Not easily.
I have a new water, I have a new waterproof vest.
Well done, well done. Let's see, report back.
We're gonna test it. We'll all know, it will be obvious if it was a good sticker.
So good.
I think the best that you got.
Well, yesterday I didn't even wear
I
makeup.
think-
It was just light up because it was so hot.
Well, I put it on yesterday, and I said, yes, this is right, I am a day like
Yeah.
that, soon after.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
Yesterday after
What?
work,
Just about to be so hot, I'm like, it's gonna be a lot.
I was all set. I'm not half, I took off. The days, I mean, I go with the other, so.
That's a big reason. So all the, you know, these are
Pretty amazing, right? Just the fact that-
Yes, yes, I'm going to try to tell a little bit of it.
Yeah.
That's our favorite before, we love.
I know, I know.
I was saying, I was with the last year, I did all the boys.
Still gonna be more of this.
I'm so excited.
Well
that
done.
my chapter's not done.
I was saying to them, but I said to Sue yesterday, I'm like, those three.
I did like the groups.
Oh, it's so awesome, because, well, Matt.
I gotta go to next week.
I see it on the video, it helped him know. This is circle walker, for sure. He's like, and he's like, you're both, I'm like, oh, I'm like, well, how are the spots, like, are you now, like, are we fighting to the death? Now this just.
Is it a cage
awkward.
match? What are we doing?
No. Like, there's 3 spots, and we're talking to 3 people. And I'm like, so I really have to screw this up, is what you're telling me. Like,
Well, and I love it because we're gonna, I'm thinking we are going to be doing an engagement committee. And I was like, okay, well, I know the first 3 people I want on the engagement committee.
Well, then I didn't know about Sarah till.
Yeah.
I'm so
It's,
stoked.
I know, it's
Yeah.
such a good crew.
Yeah.
It's gonna be really great.
And they're, and the rest of the people there are so great too.
Yeah, it's really fun. It's good, so you're doing exactly what I did, which is like you're here for graduation, but you're still,
I'm
you're
not
not
done.
going anywhere.
I would be in way worse shape if we were that
Yeah,
done.
I understand. I really was like, this is gonna be fine. I'll be
Yeah.
back in 2 months.
No, I emailed Sasha when she sent the calendar out and I saw the graduation date. I'm like, I am not ready. This is great. No, I don't need to be.
That helps a lot.
It does. It does. No, it's awesome.
You guys are good otherwise?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
What are you gonna do, leaving right here?
No, we can do tomorrow. We have 12 people here.
Oh, you have an Airbnb.
We have an Airbnb in Bethlehem on White Birch Lane
Okay.
by Long Meadow.
Yes, the park.
Is it lake? A pond?
A pond, I think, yeah.
It's a big
That's what the
pond.
kids
It's a
go
pond. I'm like,
Yeah.
my mom's like, this is not a pond. And I'm like, I think the name is pond, but it's big for a pond.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a pool and skee ball and Pac-Man.
Oh,
and ping
fun.
pong and like all the things. It's an eclectic home.
Yes, sure, they all are.
But like, yeah, it's great.
A friend of mine has a house here and she Airbnbs it, and she was here for his graduation 2 years ago, and all of a sudden Matt's like, I'd like to introduce you to whoever, because they're staying in your house right now. She's like, oh, thanks, nice to meet you. Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, so then we all head out tomorrow.
Yikes. What's the plan for the summer?
It's a short one. We move him in August 14th. He's got a summer reading assignment, which I don't think he's realized yet. 'Cause he's not very good at reading, you know, but
Oh, I know that.
yeah.
He's like, oh my god, today was room draw. I'm like, cool, how'd that work out for you? Did you even know until after your friends told you? He's gonna be in the exact same room as this year, so I'm like, great, can we leave your stuff there?
Oh, that would be
Yeah.
That's when the tears would come.
Yeah.
That would.
For college?
That,
Oh.
I was in my summer, Dr. Morgan, I was supposed to stay, no one wants to. I just got the call.
Yeah.
But
I
then,
found that that's the easiest
Yeah,
way
we
to do
told
it.
I just went, I went to be.
Oh, then dragging it. We're moving him in, and then we're heading to North Carolina to visit the Cowens.
Oh,
Oh,
fun.
really? Oh, that's good.
I need a good distraction.
Yeah.
You always have to have something planned.
Smart.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that
You'll
would
find
always
a way.
taught, would
But then
always
you know
taught me
what?
that.
But then
Yeah.
once I was like, oh, this is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
It's
my
easier.
thing is, we get all the stuff in the room, I make the bed, so I know there's a bed to get into tonight,
Yes.
and then we say goodbye.
They want.
And you unpack your own stuff so you know where everything is, because otherwise, there's no point in me doing it, because you're not gonna
he'll walk in the room, it's so small,
I know.
just.
There's too many people, exactly.
Really?
He knows he met a roommate, admitted to this weekend and buddying up, and they're like, let's be roommates, and they're met two boys actually, and then they were gonna do a triple, and one of them ended up not committing. The other boy from Nashville is, and so they've been on a text thread, so I think that's
Nice.
helpful.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's so funny that that's the way that you get roommates now. Like my daughter found her roommates through Instagram. And I was like,
Yeah, that was not
and
gonna
Trinity
work.
just assigned me to someone. Like I
Yeah.
just showed up and I didn't know who it was until I walked in the room.
There is a whole Instagram page, Jay's not on social media, and like,
You're so lucky.
Instagram is not gonna work for him, but he went to admit it to and say, going, I'm not leaving her with my roommate. I go, Jay, that's a lot of pressure. It's like, but then
But
like,
it worked.
Like, it totally worked, and they like it, and they met their parents, and it was
Oh,
lovely,
that's
and,
nice.
like, yeah, it was nice. So,
Great.
Very good.
yeah.
Next phase.
Yes.
Excited. They haven't even opened up the roommate form
That's so
to fill out yet.
late.
I know.
I feel like.
I mean, unless they did in the last week, but a week ago they still hadn't.
Huh.
I know, it's weird, right?
Yeah. That's what I'm wondering.
It's a whole other world.
Yes, I've been like super proactive about trying to find a roommate.
I'll
Just be like,
Jay, I don't know why Jay. I'm not
Jay's-
sure. There's no way I'm
Jay's-
going random. And
well,
I'm like,
Jay's very extroverted too, you know?
at times.
Good morning.
Awesome, see you, Paige.
He is just so happy to be here right now. He was so excited. He's like, it's like the best weekend ever. So fun. And I was like, you know,
He was telling me he's working 2 years.
I know. He's like, God, you know, if I could just do March 24 into June 24 all over again, that was the best time of my life. Like, you know, you could have said that to us then.
Yes.
When we were like, because when we dropped you off initially, there were a lot of things that you said that
Oh, yes.
you didn't hold back from, so.
A lot of PTSD.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. But it's a good story to tell other families when I'm trying to say, listen, it's gonna be okay.
That's the best, when they hear from you.
I know. I literally, I open the Zoom and the shoulders are up, and as soon as I start telling Katie stories, I'm like, oh, she's not mentioning. Like, I know of which you speak. I've been there in the trenches.
So true. We all have the same stories. I
Yeah.
mean, especially coming straight in.
Yep.
They all see each other's things.
Yeah, absolutely.
You
And
guys must see it as well all the time in terms
just
of,
thinking
at some
of, like,
point in
kids
time,
sitting
when all
on
of a
the
sudden
curb.
the acceptance happens, right?
Well, I think it's not just it's a much different world. It used to be the kid would just run. And then they would parents, so now it's like so orchestrated and there's conversations before.
beforehand, that's
That's
huge.
huge. So it's the kids who don't parent anxiety too, right? So
Oh,
it's
and the
your-
parents have to buy in, and if they don't buy in, the kids know it, and
Yeah.
it's me.
So it's much different, it's like, when you were waiting for you to learn that, like, I never seen kids sitting there, I was the first parent, that's good on the sitting on the curb.
It's so good, you said the parents have visited, so
Why?
I wasn't sure. We've been talking to her, Matt looked at me, he goes, "Jim,
Would you talk to me that way?
I'm not sure you're coming into it."
He knows just what to say, right?
I just started laughing, right?
Must be.
He does get your number really early.
Yeah, pension. I used to do the addition calls before.
wants to
Oh,
go
Yeah.
walk around.
Oh my God, so I think,
You know, I mean,
Precious
you
mom,
can walk around.
like, I think it's their remote, and I had to find a place.
He's
where
like,
there's no
that's
food,
like,
and I
come on,
sitting
Mom,
there
let's go.
finding
Let's go, Mom.
just on the phone, like I said, one thing I used to say,
That's
I
what
think
big
moms
moms
are
are.
anything.
Yeah.
Yep, that one.
And as soon as the
That
mom
used to be
starts
just
crying,
Yep.
this, right?
God,
Yeah, they
Yeah.
already did it.
Yeah,
They,
yeah,
it's
it's
just
true.
a wall.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
you know, and
Yeah,
it's,
of course.
and everything.
just, I would just repeat
Yeah.
other people's stories, I didn't
And I have a
Yeah,
kitchen
sure.
gardening
But
back
I
now.
love second.
Yeah. I know, he just gets like,
You get, and then when they meet you, for the first time, you just have this like, oh, yeah.
yeah.
So this much.
This is Silverstein, every time I hear that. I was the first person that came in.
Yes.
That's so, you were like one of my first calls ever, I was terrified.
Yeah.
Well, I can feel
That
it.
was walking video to family weekends, I don't remember where it goes. Like I did that the first family weekend, I'm like.
No, great.
I'm
Happy
glad.
I have sneakers
These are for my wife.
Oh, great. I'll sit next. Oh, we have some, like.
Yeah, oh, I didn't know.
That's all right.
Oh, Lanny's not here. Looking sharp, Dan. Wow, you
Gotta
clean
keep
up
up,
nice.
gotta keep up with you, pal.
Anything, Matt?
No, we got time. Yeah, I just need to.
I can speak.
We're good. I gotta find the bagpiper, I heard him.
I hear it.
Yeah, you heard.
Oh, let's go.
I'm just reminding you that I'm speaking.
Yes, yes. Yeah, good luck.
Thank you.
I'll go see.
We're driving very pleased, like, I remember how to get there without having to turn on the waves. I'm like, oh, it'll come right back to you. It's all very familiar. Yeah, exactly. Your earrings, are those the deep cut?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely so.
Yes.
I've had this for, I mean, I wore my wedding, it's been 27 years, so it's a long, long time. I had it for a little teeny as a baby, so sweet. Yeah,
I think, and then I've got the other one.
yep, yep. I know, exactly, and I love it, they're both silver.
Yes.
You don't have to worry about it. It doesn't come off my body. I wear the exact same stuff every single time.
What?
Because if I change it, I lose it.
Well, I found it weird again, the day, but now I was supposed to, yeah, I don't know.
Oh, you did find it?
I did find it.
Good.
I'll find it.
Yeah, it's right place.
Oh, the boy comes to
When they look at
Yeah.
the photograph again, just to make sure he's correct. Huh? Yes, I got the last thing done. For me, like,
I put it in with my curlers.
Those are reserved.
Oh.
Maybe for all the students, I think, right?
Yeah, maybe the kids.
Curious. Or mother of the bride. Mother of the. It's probably for all the schools. Morning. Huh? I'll sit right there. Come here, Elvis. I have to take every moment I can.
I know.
Do you want Klaus and Dawn to have?
Yeah, Klaus and Dawn
Too.
can sit here.
Okay. Maybe they'll sit right behind.
I still have it.
Well,
Klaus and Dawn and so.
yeah, sit up there so we're all four and four.
sit with you.
Yeah, you can sit right there. Okay. Well, yeah, because then we're 4 and 4.
What? My dress.
Exactly.
I know.
Well, do me favors. It is kind of a tight dress.
Get me toward the hole.
Come here, Elvis, come back. Come here, Elvis. Stay. Here.
I love it. That's what
Just, I'll see.
Yes, I have pockets, but when I chose this question,
And the white ones. Oh, no. He's gonna, I know. Did you see that for a student? We just, hi. What? does it.
Oh my God.
It was like that, remember like going to the dance recital?
Oh my God, Charlotte.
And this one guy called me like his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was so. He's like, God, these goddamn housewives. Because like I was saving chairs for everyone. Like cars across from Charlotte's.
Same with a mock trial that we would do.
Oh my God, they're so like you have to get there like 2 hours early, and then you rush in and like save.
It makes it seem like Seattle,
I know.
Seattle.
And I saved them.
We like call it.
I've actually got this real saved. I don't know.
He basically
All we care about is like saving. Yeah,
because he can't get there till after 5.
but it was like on a Saturday. I think it was just really
It's over as easy. You're ready for footage. Like, you know, you look really stunning. Yes, stunning.
There was no more lighting. Shark eye, right? We thought we saw your car.
So cute.
Or 8 o'clock.
But I didn't see the
Not trying anymore.
He's all ready?
He's ready.
He tied his tie?
Not at all.
Someone tied it. I came early. It was tied.
Oh, good.
Good job. Someone did it. Good. I made him put some gel in his hair. His hair was a mess. He's like, I washed it for once. I'm like, put some gel. It was good. He's ready.
This has been a really nice event, you know? They do a great job. Is that right? Nixon 4 might happen, huh?
I'll tell you. Jeez. That was crazy. Which would be great. Means I don't have to get up at 3 in the morning to watch it in Europe.
When are you leaving? Oh, that's right. When you guys leave for your trip, yeah.
Game 4 is on Wednesday night. Game 5 is Friday.
So they play Sunday, correct, in New York?
No. They play Monday and Wednesday.
Yeah, that's right. And maybe they
You know what it is?
The Nova guy, they won 2 national championships. These guys are used to winning.
I don't think that's it. I think it's as simple as you have a team of rookies and second-year players versus a team of 10-year vets that are battle-tested. Like the Bulls lost. Every one of the great teams loses once or twice before they win 3 times.
Right.
These Knicks, they've been there. They got to Game 7 of the, like they've been there. They've done it. They're all like, they understand the enormity of not getting here again.
Right.
And a lot of it's just like will to win. Brunson, terrible. He was terrible last night.
Yeah.
I mean, terrible. His worst game. He's the worst back to back that I can remember.
Oh my goodness. Sorry. Elvis is really, he's nervous for Leo. Buddy. Oh my God. No, I think he just got scared.
No, he had like turnovers. I mean, their game plan take him out of the game.
Well, yeah, so
And the Spurs are like the best in the league. But Brunson, he forces it, so he's got to. What's the point? Pick him up and have him go.
It takes a toll.
Correct. Well, they played the second team was in. And once they were just moving the ball. But Brunson, which was last year, give him the ball, went pass. Every single guy there has been around for 10 years. And they're like, this is our shot. We're going to knock them into it. You know, you have like,
he'd be like,
he is right now. Look at that.
well, that's all that matters.
He is right now. like the Sixers just gave up. Right? Cleveland gave up. Like once you're down 2-0, the question is, do they just come home? I mean, the Garden is going to be on fire.
All of my friends
It's going to be on I was like, I'm not going to go. And then after, I was like, hey, game 4 can clinch it, we'll go. It would cost me $100 grand. To bring the whole thing. Originally, like, but if I would have bought them 2 days ago, it would have been 60. So last night I'm like, listen, I'll spend 50.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll spend 50. Then when I looked last night, I was like, I can't decide.
Yeah. That's a reach. Yeah.
Well, I've always said, any of the teams during the big game, we'll go. Right?
It's
I didn't have to think I was going to have to spend. That's right.
Wait, did you guys have a box?
Yeah, I mean Jeffrey's, but I can't wait to see box. It takes half the box. I could have gone tomorrow night. I had a client, a big client, that they allocate, like they think what do you want to do, and I'm like I want to watch at home. Kevin, so like had my junior guys taking my biggest client to the game, so I did. One thing we've been playing up games when you go into Seventh Avenue.
I know.
It will be shut down. Broadway and 7th Avenue will be shut down. And it will be, so what I'm thinking about doing is like, hey, well, I don't want to watch the game, so like, do I get a hotel room? I can't get into the watch. Like it's crazy. 300 people on the wait list to go to the watch party.
Yeah, but that's the sharing around MSP. They closed it off already.
I think there is, but like you can't get to the area to like walk.
Hay que cansar,
They will shut down. They don't shut down 7. They will get shut. It'll be crazy. It'll be insanity.
I mean, it was, and that was a game where Utley hit 2 home runs. I mean, the whole place was all blood.
But the base was different. We went to against the Phillies, the Mets, when the Grand Slam. It was the greatest thing.
I know you're lost. Come on. Follow me. I'll take care of you. I'll get you there. I laughed. It was really...
Graduation con the problem is it's insanity. So you have all these like fringe things. I don't mean like him, just like everyone now.
I know.
Where were you 3 years ago?
Yes, actually.
Don't the thing work out okay?
Happy guys. My part always sit here.
Other superstars.
Oh, on my MVP. So I was watching. I have a video of the boys lighting their. I was right there last night. Yeah, I have a video of the boys lighting their torches. It was so
We tried both. So then he
was
doesn't
like,
work with a Tesla. That particular technology.
I know. The only one. The only one. I know. I'm gonna step up. I know. I know.
We went to 11 miles drive.
Miskolsky me explicaba que aparentemente es una tradición de boarding schools de New England, que los estudiantes se ponen pantalones blancos para graduarse. Sospecho que van a ser todos con pantalón blanco y chaqueta. Yes. Y esa tradición de ponerse la túnica es medieval, es muy inglesa. Se usa mucho, se usa básicamente también en escuelas públicas la gente se pone una especie de toga. Yes, tiene un nombre.
Getting nothing. You're welcome.
Suerte. Okay. Okay. Si hubieran avisado.
I don't think I have
Okay.
One of the pitfalls. So I had what I had to do. My way of working. So I got to pretty quick. Leave the car. Have that.
Would you rather sit on the end?
No, I just drove around the rim. I just wait on the rim. I'm talking drove like a mile. I had to get, you know where I had to get to. It wasn't
The graduation or the dogs?
The dogs I have, the graduation I have.
There's quite extraordinary dogs around here. Yeah.
I know.
And you've seen the giant.
Oh, she's my favorite. Yes, she's just, oh my God.
This was a guest station. This is a pro. Florida. My Florida. Man, I didn't drive it to play. I paid it to have it. There's a tow. Yeah, they have a tow, but these guys I parked the car, I didn't have the car with me. What I did is, I went up the next morning, early, gave them the car, reserved my lesson.
I know, that's what I was thinking.
There is. ¿Sabes lo que me acabo de dar cuenta? Que James se va a sentar ahí, déjame asegurarme que sea el caso. Es un caso.
a senior mom's photo after the ceremony.
Oh,
I won't.
oh, yes, no sabía que esa era la expresión apropiada para eso.
Well, it's
Okay.
not there, it's in the living part.
Ya veo.
You don't want to get in.
No, of course, I saw them saved, I just wasn't sure if it would be 2 or 3.
James todavía parece como por sí.
Ryan, we had a family of big, lots of kids. But he was so overwhelmed, and like at the end of the night, he's like, I need to talk to Ray about how just going to he literally was like, I texted Ray, how do I do this? Well, he exudes confidence with it, so even if he's not good, like, he exactly. So even if it's a strength for him, it's certainly a strength that Ryan was like, I'm gonna hang out with him. I was like, so I definitely looks up to Ray. I was so happy to see Ryan. Thank you. It was, I don't want to say it was a bumpy year because we don't know what bumpy years really look like, but it, you know, it was the first year we had public school. I never set him up, not even challenged him. I think he absolutely challenged him. He wasn't. But teaching to his busy. He's like, I don't know why I need to come to this part. I already understand concepts. And the teacher would be like, you're defiant. And he's like, no, I just understand what's about this. He's like, this is helpful for me. And so he's never really done anything or like school day setting. And so I think this year was about like, you actually have to do that now. And so next year will hopefully be about like, now how do I do it? Like effectively with time management and study skills. So slowly but surely. He is he is technically, but like we always toy with the idea of does he want to play? We'll see. He's young too. He's end of September. So he's not the case. Right. You know what? We were always told that Ryan came out with like ridiculous warm, his eyes wide open, like it was very obvious. And when he was at that kindergarten level, they're like, they're like, he's too short. And I'm like, now I look back and I'm like, that didn't like, I'm like, he can't manage it.
Alright, everybody scoot down one. Everybody scoot down one.
Functioning doesn't matter how smart you are, you can't find your way out of the paper bag. Interestingly, that was one of the things that were like one of his puberty. And hindsight is like, it takes growth hormone to get as big as he is now. But they will, thank you. I'm being yeah, and he worked on it. Yeah, Ryan was like, I know, I did that I had. Right. Okay. Okay. His growth right there.
Yeah, but no, no, I'm not focused on after vacation.
Yeah, exactly. Kevin, that's your girlfriend.
So you want a long break?
Yeah, that's amazing.
I'll say this.
Especially when you're saying, on the way home last night, like how
I have to slow down a little more.
that addresses each aspect. Ryan needs a mom. Like, there's a lot of different moving parts for him. And like, the fact that like, in their mission is to address all of these things. It's like a crazy. You see just how far people come from. Never knew I don't think that. And then like, I guess there's
Tell him that morning. Tell him.
he didn't get it. I remember Ray saying he chose this versus Ryan didn't get into middle marriage. And at first we were like, we didn't know that other schools existed. We were just like, oh my god, like this is the school that has what we need. And so thank goodness we found this. And now I look back and this is actually a very serious problem. He moved to Texas, there's much support. They were right. They were right. Yeah. If you don't know them, yes. And they were right, they know what they're doing. You have to trust that they were just like, you're not ready.
You know?
Oh yeah, no. Well, Ryan, he's really here today with that, but yes, like, it's still, and you can be, and behaviorally, you can be in the sense that like they can see exactly what they are and do it to work. You know, in a setting where you're not trying to mask or and you're trying to present a certain way. But that was sassy. Oh no, I mean they're sassy. Listen, yes. All night back, like she turned her head like that's where we are. This is all the way down here. Yeah, I know. They're the same way. No, there's like for the most part,
Where am I going to go? Going to travel 26. Over one night. Like all of these mornings.
No, you're absolutely right.
I thought I had an official tour. What's the date?
I know. I can't wait. Ryan's going to do so much good material. So much good material. Ryan, Hey guys. Kevin?
I'm like a backseat.
I'm like, this is too close for me. Right? There was only the front row left yesterday, and I was like, oh.
No, we were in the very last row. But part of it was because Tyler didn't give us seats, like he had sat down. It was like, let people sit next to him. I'm like, oh, next time.
You guys flying back today?
No, we're going to go to
Oh, very nice. While you're up here. Oh, very cool.
So we'll fly back Monday. We actually did some of the same stuff when Devin was looking, but like, and Tyler was like, okay, so he was fully checked out. Exactly. So he's going to go now. And she goes, she looks exactly, well, you guys actually look exactly the same. And the hair in your family is really you got good hair, girl. I left the outside today.
On your way over, I wanted to investigate where the fountain
Appreciate that. I was enjoying
Please be seated. Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, parents, family, friends, and the gentlemen of Woodhall. Welcome to the 43rd Annual Academic Convocation and Commencement Exercises for the Woodhall School. We come together today to celebrate the intellectual, physical, emotional, and spiritual growth of these young men seated before me. We come together today to celebrate 11 young men and their transformation from boys to gentlemen. And we celebrate not an ending, but their commencement, their new beginning. I'd like to invite Mr. Tashi Funsak, Dean of School, to offer the invocation.
Before I offer the invocation, I invite everyone to take a moment for a brief mindfulness practice, an opportunity to become present, settle our thoughts, and center ourselves for the time we will share together. If you like, you can just relax, and if you can, put your both feet on the floor, relax, and back straight up, please, if you can. Place your hand wherever you feel. will use our breath as an anchor. I'd like you to feel and experience the sensation of air coming in through your nostril as you inhale and coming out as you exhale. During that period, any thought whatsoever occurs, just simply acknowledge that those are just a thought. Simple, empty thought. Don't cling to that. Don't try to suppress it. Just recognize, acknowledge, and bring your attention back to the breath. Let's begin. Take one long final breath in, hold it for a moment, and let it out slowly. Thank you. Our Board of Trustees, faculty and staff, proud parents, distinguished alumni, and most importantly, the young men of the Wood Hall and the class of 2026. Today, we come here together in celebration of and gratitude. We're not only here to recognize accomplishment, but also to honor the journey that has shaped these graduates into individuals they are becoming. It is with sincere humility that I offer this invitation. Their years at Wood Hall have been marked by both triumph and trials, the moment of confidence and moment of uncertainty. Yet through every success and setback, they have continued to grow, guided by the enduring values of respect, integrity, resilience, and compassion. Today, as they prepare to step beyond the familiar grounds of Wood Hall, we also recognize those who walk beside them throughout this journey. We give thanks for parents who offer unwavering love and support, teachers and mentors who invested their wisdom and patience, and friends who provided encouragement, laughter, companionship along the way. No achievement is reached alone, and today's celebration belongs to all who helped light the path forward. Though this moment marks a farewell, it is also a beginning. The memory forged here, the relationship built, the values embraced will remain part of them long after today. Their experiences become the foundation upon which meaningful lives will be built. May the road ahead be filled with purpose, opportunity, and hope. May the graduate of the class of 2026 continue to grow into a man of character, thoughtful in their actions, generous in spirit, and steadfast in the principle they cultivated here at Wood Hall. Congratulations, and may your journey ahead be both meaningful and bright. Thank you.
Please rise and join me in the singing of America the Beautiful. The lyrics can be found in the program.
America.
Please be seated. Yeah, it's working, Mr. Spaulding. Thank you so much. See, as Mr. Booth said, Mr. Spaulding does everything. So we have a tradition here at Woodhall. Many of you have been to high school graduations where the salutatorian and the valedictorian are the two students who have the second and first highest grade point average in the class, respectively. We don't do it that way. My parents made me take too many years of Latin, so we go back to the Latin meaning and Latin root of these words. Salutatorian comes from salve, it means hello, and valedictorian comes from vale, which means goodbye. So the boys, the senior class, always select who they want as the salutatorian and valedictorian. And every once in a while, there's a tie. And this year there was a pretty much three-way tie among three students. And so as we have done from time to time, we actually have three speakers. We have the salutatorian, the class speaker, and then the valedictorian. So with that, I would like to invite Huck Novotny to come and give the salutatorian address.
Thank you. When I first came here, I would have done anything to leave. After 4 years here, I'd do anything to stay here at Woodhall. But the reasons I want to stay are the same reasons that I'm ready to leave. And so is every other member of the senior class. Woodhall's prepared us for life in a world that so often takes people and treats them as objects. Not by telling us to give in, but by helping us find who we are. It helps us become better versions of ourselves. Not by yelling at us, but through genuine care. At Woodhall, everyone, student or teacher, first-year student or four-year senior, wants to help you. You know everyone. You care about everyone. Everyone cares about you. Of course, you argue and bicker, but when it comes right down to it, this community is full of a deep and abiding love for each and every member. No matter what, this school and all the people here are always here for you. No matter what, this school is here for you. I know I can count on everyone here, and I know that they can count on me. And I know that my experience at Woodhall has taught me how to help my community, whether it be this one or the next, in the same way that it supported me. I've watched each and every person in the class of 2026 grow so much. The change for the better that we have all experienced is a result of the steadfast refusal to give up on any of us. We've all struggled, we've all made mistakes, but time and again, our families, our teachers, and our friends have picked us back up and given us another chance. Because of that determination to see us succeed and the unwavering belief that we could, we've all grown tremendously. I am proud of each person sitting in front of me. I hope that they're all proud of me and of themselves. I have thrived here. The support, the community, the willingness to tell me when to stop and to put me back together when I break have all helped me. When I think of what comes next, I am terrified. But I know that because of my time here, because of our time here, we are all ready to leave Woodhall.
Thank you, Huck. And I'd like to invite Jay Medeiros to come up and give the senior class speaker.
As I was sitting typing the speech, and even more so as I'm actually standing here and delivering it, I am overcome with a deep sense of joy. Not because I'm finally getting out of here, as I would be so inclined to say previously in my Woodhull journey, but because I can finally put the skills I've built here to the test. In these short few years, you, my fellow seniors, and I have been granted the invaluable keys to our own success. From skills for healthy communication, which Mr. Woodhull often states that he rarely finds in fully grown adults, to the much more mundane ability to write a speech, for which I am obligated to admit that I likely would have never gotten done before I came here. As we gather here today, we celebrate our graduation as proof that we have succeeded in acquiring these skills, regardless of how many committees, suspensions, tech plans, and redirections it took. Additionally, we celebrate those who, while they may not be receiving their diploma today, have taken one more crucial step forward to their final goal of proving themselves capable of facing the world and using those tools provided to us by our faculty. And while I will not cry, but looking at my mother, she might, I am nonetheless a little sad at the prospect of leaving not only this campus, but the entire state of Connecticut in roughly 6 to 7 hours. However, I am comforted by the knowledge that even if the specific memories of the school fade, I know that I will never forget the feelings of fun and sense of community that I received here. I hope that my fellow seniors feel the same, and I pray that our underclassmen can continue to create these positive memories which I cherish so fondly, even after we seniors are long gone. I can tell the underclassmen are getting antsy in their, well, our little plastic chairs over there. I guess that's our families, but whatever. So I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you for listening to my ramblings today and for tolerating it for the past 4 years.
Thank you, Jay. And last and surely not least, the valedictorian speech, Leo Zellner.
Good day to all of you. I'm Leopold Zellner, one member of this small group of absolutely amazing people who are graduating today. I understand that you guys may be tired of speeches, so I'll keep this relatively short. I'd like to bring a small fact of life to discussion today, that time has brought us here together and will separate us as well. The students and parents will gather their things and return to their own lives at home. The teachers will say their farewell and will at last have time for rest, and the campus will be quiet. Time will carry on past this moment, and this day will, in a long while from now, be forgotten. Time is often wished away. I am guilty of this. Indeed, this entire spring term, I thought about how I wanted graduation to arrive, and how I wanted to be at home with family and to reminisce on that one small moment in which I would walk across the stage and get my diploma. As graduation arrived closer and closer, I realized that graduation was only meaningful because it packaged every good and sad feeling from a quarter of a lifetime into one single moment. I had forgotten to smell the roses and be present. Before me, there are people of all ages, children, teenagers, adults. Life will carry on, but this moment we are in is a powerful one which we ought to celebrate. To my classmates, both underclassmen and underclassmen, time will turn us into adults, but only our decisions will turn us into men. Time will give us options, possibilities, and dreams, but only our decisions determine reality. Thank you for your time, and let us all savor our time on this earth. Thank you.
Thank you, Leo. Thank you, gentlemen. So, as we all know, the Woodhall School is a very small school, and when it opened back in the September of 1983, there were only 5 students, and there were only 5 teachers. By the end of the first year, there was something like 11 students. And given the intimate nature of the community, it was decided that at graduation, because there were graduates that first year, it was decided that every student should be recognized. And so we have continued that tradition all these years. Families, over the years, I try to insert some jokes and comments to amuse the boys, so you might not laugh, you might not get the joke. You also might not laugh because the jokes aren't funny. But regardless, here we go, gentlemen. This senior from Colorado often arrives at morning meeting with gravity-defying bedhead, styled in the spirit of Luffy Gear 5. His recent adventures with one of the go-karts from Mr. Cully's applied mathematics and engineering class resulted in some minor damage to the campus infrastructure, but the go-kart and the driver ended up in one piece. Yes, like many a Woodhall boy, he loves manga, and manga is fantasy. What is not fantasy, and what is very real, is the significant progress that he has made in all areas of school life during his 2 years at Woodhall. He has taken appropriate risks, and as such, he has grown appropriately. He is a happier and more productive and more connected young man. We'll miss his sensitivity, his gentle, quirky humor, and his genuine concern for others. Good luck at Ohio Wesleyan University next fall, and congrats to Luke Drescher. I often provide this analogy when describing the typical learning profile of a Woodhall boy. He's got a Lamborghini engine with a Ford chassis. Now, this senior would certainly debate what make and model of engine and chassis is, and he'd want to offer his unsolicited opinions about torque differential and mag wheels. But here's the thing. It's not an analogy or even a metaphor for this boy. I think deep down inside, he believes he is a car. An actual car. And if so, he'd be a cross between Tow Matter from Cars and Herbie the Love Bug. He's had 3 productive years at Woodhall, making the most of his time with friends and adult mentors and his classes and activities. They say a boy takes a little bit of Woodhall when he leaves. In this case, he's not really leaving Woodhall. He'll be back in a few weeks to take care of the school vehicles and many of the teachers' cars with his mobile detailing service. And I don't think that'll be the last time when he returns to campus. Good luck at St. Anselm's College in September, and we will see you soon, very soon. Hayden Geishecker. This junior from Miami suggested that I use ChatGPT to write my graduation comments. After all, using AI worked out so well for him this school year. What can't be copied or borrowed is the steady progress that he's making in thinking about face-to-face interactions with friends and teachers, and with his RPG alien-to-alien interactions. There is no learning without friction, and through trial and error, he is learning to be self-reflect and to put those self-reflections into action. I wish him a fun but focused summer as he prepares for his senior year. Benji Melnick. This student has transformed Upper Tower Dorm into the kingdom of Dreamland, and the Woodhall School has been transformed into the 5-point star-shaped planet Popstar. This school year, he's come to realize that neither Miss Skolsky or I are really like King DDD, and not everyone at Woodhall acts like Waddle DDs. And now, when this student advocates for himself, he is more like the enigmatic yet chivalrous Meta Knight. This student is our resident Kirby, and he now has an amazing mirror to do some self-reflection as he prepares for next school year. And I definitely want to play some video games with you in the fall. Alex Min. This 4-year senior has mastered the time-honored Woodhall tradition of tiptoeing across the line of good taste and then scurrying back over the line with impish glee. His sensibility rating has devolved from PG-13 to well beyond NC-17. I can't share most examples because this is a family event and my boss is here. An only slightly less outrageous example is that as a seasoned tour guide, he begins each tour telling prospective families that Mr. Woodhall likes to go on recruiting trips to Cancun and fundraising meetings in Las Vegas, and ends the tour by asking me in front of the prospective families when his next flogging will commence. This is true. Perhaps his tantalizingly twisted sense of humor is rooted in his childhood relationship with leprechauns, which also explains why he has Miss Skolsky as an advisor. Regardless, he brings his authentic self to all his endeavors at Woodhall, on the stage, in the classroom, as a student leader, as a community member, and above all, as a friend. Quite simply, Woodhall won't be as fun without you. Good luck on your adventures as Florida man at Eckerd College next year. Congratulations. You are a true gentleman of Woodhall, demonstrating that appropriate vulnerability and inappropriate humor is a strength. Jay Medeiros. Another four-year senior whose very name has become a host unto itself. As he saunters down the halls of Tower Dorm with a pocket watch in one hand and a can of seltzer in the other, I often exclaim, WTH, what the huck? In making major decisions for the school, I often ask myself, WWHD, what would Huck do? And then when I ask myself this, I often get an abstruse socio-political, economic, techno-philosophical answer as to when I saw this young man in his dorm room cutting out cards and game pieces for a board game called Communist Monopoly. We settled on the fact that it was really Stalinist Monopoly, as the state gets everything. He's excelled as a student, discovering himself through acting, and discovered insight, confidence, and resilience in a community that has both celebrated him and held him accountable. He has to come back and visit because I owe him, Jay, and Leo a trip to Waterbury and the post-apocalyptic Catholic theme park known as Holy Land, USA. It's a real place. Google it, because Huck told me that everything on the internet is true. Stay true to yourself at Skidmore College, and congratulations to Huck Novotny. This tall Texan likes to challenge adult mentors to various contests in pool, ping pong, foosball, and then chirp them mercilessly when he beats them. Fortunately, he's displayed more sportsmanship in cross country, basketball, and lacrosse, and he even emerged as one of the top 3 fastest students at Woodhall, although Jacob Gottfried still thinks he came in 3rd. In his first full year at Woodhall, he's strengthened his ability to express himself with accountability and confront others respectfully and fairly. I look forward to what he has to offer in his senior year as he continues to grow in his interpersonal skills and maybe even in his height. Dare Willerson. Hands down, this student has the best man bun on campus. Come to think of it, he's the only student with a man bun on campus. His passion for F1 is apparent in his impulsivity. He can go to 0 to 60 in a matter of seconds and then do a 180. Next year, I hope that he applies more of his own natural intelligence rather than artificial intelligence to some of his endeavors at school, and I wish him a productive and restorative summer. Cole Parker. For better or for worse, this 4-year senior often needed a hard reset. He tested the limits of the school's proverbial 14 strike policy, transforming it into an exponential strike policy. Yet, his progress outweighs his mischief and mishaps. He has grown into a disciplined student, a talented athlete, including competing in New England for Phoenix Wrestling, and a young man who strives to learn from his mistakes and to help others. He has developed close relationships with adult mentors, and above all, he has learned how to be a friend. He's made the wise choice of taking a gap year before heading to Lehigh University, which will also give him some time to come back and visit us. Congratulations to Jacob Ekman. Jacob Gottfried. Hi, Jacob Ekman. Sorry, Jacob, I couldn't resist. Remember that committee? This loquacious lad from Westchester County has made a name for himself this year with his interest in acting, gaming, and Magic the Gathering, and in his authentic 80s hair, which rivals Theo's. Yes, he's still learning to think before he speaks, or learning that there are times not to speak at all. But that's all part of the process here at Woodhall. Like many a Woodhall boy, he's discovered a genuine sense of belonging, which is something he hadn't experienced in a school community in a long time. We're grateful you found us, and we wish you a fun summer, but also take some time to reflect on what you've learned this school year as you get ready for next year. Ryan Russin. The first time that I met Jules in person, he sat down at the piano right here and started making beautiful music, and he hasn't stopped since. His musical talent is matched by his gifts as a visual artist, and he has used both to connect with others and enrich the community. Taking a 7,000-mile leap of faith to start a new life in a new school community is a risk, but that risk has paid off as this boy has become more fully integrated into the school community. We're looking forward to what he has to offer Woodhall in his second year. Rest assured, though, for all his successes, we will be sure to give him a musical reminder if he messes up. Womp womp. Jules Homan. This second-year 10th grader from Fairfield County shares my love of poetry, and I often take his requests for poems to recite at morning meeting. In fact, he frequently addresses me as, "Oh, Captain, my Captain," citing Walt Whitman and alluding to Dead Poets Society, that classic boarding school movie featuring Robin Williams as an inspirational teacher, which I guess kind of makes me like Robin Williams, except I'm not that funny or talented or dead. This year, this boy has been reflecting upon and demonstrating ways to get involved in the community, like in his efforts in cross country and in STEM tech, and most importantly, how to help others. Next year, we can have a combined Magic the Gathering and poetry event, and maybe finally he and the boys can teach me how to play Magic the Gathering. Congrats on another growth-filled year, Rylan Sanders. The reward to find the cell phone that Leo Simmons has lost in the snowbank has been raised to $1,000. Leo has assured me that his roommate Ryland will front the reward money. What Leo has lost in his cell phone, he has gained in community involvement in soccer, drama, and lacrosse, and sharing his talents like photography. You should see his photos of the campus wildlife, and other talents like spitballing. He was eager to serve as an admissions tour guide, too, until I discovered he just wanted to get out of Senor Booth's D-Block Spanish class. Leo, I wish you a productive summer, and I look forward to our adventures next year. Leo Simmons. Since the pandemic, we have been inundated with packages on a daily basis. The packages used to pile up in disarray outside the door to the main office. This year, this junior from Massachusetts has become the de facto logistical engineer and fulfillment center manager for the Woodhall School, organizing packages from Amazon, FedEx, DHL, and beyond. Mind you, from his previous years at Woodhall, he has a lot of experience receiving and returning malfunctioning RC cars, boats, and planes from Amazon. Also, given his rapacious appetite for ordering from DoorDash, he has partnered with me on a strategy to have a record-breaking year for the Phoenix Annual Fund next year. He has assured me that his family will match every dollar that he spends on DoorDash with a $5 gift to the Phoenix Fund. I'm impressed by such a generous offer, even if he didn't vet it with his family. I am also impressed by the ways in which he has grown this year, and I'm not just talking about his height. He is more expressive, more helpful, and more accountable, and he has shown himself to be a true and loyal friend. I raise an ice-cold bottle of Mexican Coca-Cola to you and look forward to working with you in your senior year. Owen Valema. I haven't checked in with this 10th grader from Tampa about this idea either, but I'm sure he wouldn't mind if he donates his extensive sneaker collection to the Woodhall School. Students, if you are a size 11, 11.5 sneaker, please see Bruno after the ceremony. And then Bruno, we can sell the remaining sneakers on Goat, Vinted, eBay. All proceeds will go to the Phoenix Annual Fund. Bruno, thank you so much to you and your roommate Owen for such your generous support of the Woodhall School. Also, Bruno, we can drop your rap battle masterpiece, Go Get Your Meds, on Spotify and other streaming platforms. All proceeds from that song will, of course, go to Mr. G. There have been a few unexpected bumps this year, but overall, you are moving forward and making the most of your Woodhall experience. Channel your inner Phoenix at wrestling camp this summer, and I'll see you behind the brush hog and leaf blower this fall. Congrats to Bruno Desaro. This new 10th grader from Virginia came blazing into campus this fall and soon earned the reputation for being the mouth of the South. Usually he could be heard before he was seen in the dorm, on Phoenix Field, and on the basketball court. This spring, however, he was able to harness that volume and energy when he took on the most demanding position in lacrosse, that of the goalie. He's begun to learn how to deal with feedback and setbacks more effectively, and as such, he's strengthened his relationship with peers and adult mentors. I am confident he will take the time to self-reflect this summer, and he'll put those insights into practice next fall. Here's to a productive first year, Oliver Rosen. Glasses are fogging up. For this sophomore from the Golden State, his California Dreamin' Day at Woodhall would include a fountain of fresh squeezed orange juice in the dining hall and unlimited access to technology. Fortunately or unfortunately for this boy, this particular dream didn't come true, even when he tried to sleep with his laptop under his pillow. While he occasionally wanders around in a dreamlike state, this boy has chosen to become more present, confronting what he needs to work on, and more awake to the opportunities for growth and success, as he demonstrated in soccer, as part of the award-winning ensemble in the winter play, and an outdoor challenge this spring. Keep on growing and learning this summer and beyond. Harry Wexler. Apparently, a typical 4-year-old asks about 100 questions a day, but a typical 10-year-old asks fewer than 10, and most teenagers figure they have all the answers. Not so for this freshman from Fairfield County. It's not only the quantity of questions that he asks, it's the quality. He asked so many questions that Dr. Belden began to question the scientific method. He asked so many questions that I considered shaving my beard, mostly because he kept asking if he could touch it. And Miss Skolsky promised to renounce her loyalty to Arsenal, the 49ers, and the Atlanta Braves if he only stopped asking so many questions. That being said, Socrates wrote, "Life without inquiry is not worth living." And Albert Einstein said, "Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is to not stop questioning." So maybe we shouldn't question his questioning, but I'd like to think that as this boy learns to embrace the pause and to build reciprocity with others, most of the answers to his questions can be found within himself. Taj Melli. He's our very own music man from Greenwich by way of Park City, Utah. Whether it's the tuba, trombone, or euphonium, he can play it. It's no small feat that he performed in the Rose Bowl Parade this past year, and he's set to perform in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade next year. Given his experience with marching bands, he is learning to follow the rhythm and music of life at Woodhall, giving it his all in cross-country, wrestling, lacrosse, and learning how to relate to and respect the perspective of others. Keep practicing in all ways this summer, and we'll see you in September. James Mena. Yeah, just marching to your own beat there, yeah. This junior from Indiana should get some major props. He's had a heck of a first year, conscientious in the classroom. He was also consistently the best-dressed gentleman of Woodhall for formal dinner, a stalwart member of Outdoor Challenge in the fall and the spring, and he won a Solo Halo Award for his work in an Iliad for Best Original Music in a Play. Most importantly, he's emerged as a helpful community member and steadfast friend. I look forward to working with him in student leadership next fall. Here's to Nicholas Props. Sure, he has a tendency to spoon with his McDonald's food wrappers on a Saturday night, but he put down his VR goggles this school year and began to face reality, the real reality. He's made significant growth in wrestling, and he began to engage earnestly in the communications program, acknowledging what he needs to work on. And his recent performance in the spring play showcased the results of his commitment, focus, and talent. And whether he wants to become a myrmecologist or paleontologist, he is poised to make the most of his senior year and beyond. Here's to Max Musler. This freshman from New York City has emerged as one of the most enthusiastic student bakers I've ever known. And he's the only student I remember who used the Tower Dorm kitchenette with such regularity and yet never set off the fire alarm. Now, if we can only get him to clean up the kitchenette after he uses it. Maybe next year, too, he can make some legitimately edible baked goods in the shape of markers, erasers, styrofoam cups. He's one of Sebastian's fishing buddies, and one of my favorite memories is seeing the boys fishing by the pond, fishing poles instead of electronic devices in hand, connected and contented with each other. Here's to more memories like this next school year. Nico Lazar. Now, we all know this freshman from Long Island is a music lover and a particular eater. So, I am pleased to announce that he and I have partnered with Chef Anita to offer a new menu item called the Travis Scott Meal, which, and this is true, was a limited edition specialty McDonald's hamburger that debuted in 2020. We need a school song, so this boy was going to reach out to Travis Scott's people to see if he could craft a Woodhall rap school song. Chase Frowith wanted Kendrick Lamar to do it, and Senor Booth wanted Celine Dion to write it. I'm still holding out for Tay-Tay, though. Indeed, music was one of the ways that this student connected with others during his first year at Woodhall, and he's making lasting connections with peers and adult mentors. And even though he won't always admit it, he's having a lot of fun along the way. Have a great summer, and get ready for your second year at Woodhall. Wyatt Silberstein. Although he was sidelined with a concussion during wrestling season, this boy returned with new resolve to wander the campus and assault the unassuming plants and trees of campus. Much to our relief and delight, he channeled his energy into drama this spring, both in acting class and in the spring play, where he gave a bravura performance as an absurdist doctor seized with delusional determination. But really, he wasn't typecast. I, for one, am grateful that this student and the imagined energy that he brings to all his interactions on campus. I wish him a restful summer, and I can't wait to see him in September. Sailor Abramson. Here's another ninth grader who is truly at home with himself when he has an audience. He's actually working on a performance based on the classic 1980s coming-of-age comedy drama, except this time it's called the No Breakfast Club. And its sequels, No A Block, No B Block, with a potential cameo at school forum and a special guest starring role at lunch. Now, this student did show up for the winter play, and he had a standout performance in the ensemble production of an Iliad, and this spring, he never missed an opportunity to be in the outdoors. He was the most enthusiastic and disciplined student anglers in Woodhull's history, and more importantly, he used his interest with fishing to connect with others and to help his peers. Maybe next year, we can start ice fishing on the pond. Take some time to self-reflect this summer, and we'll see you in September. Sebastian DePersia. I know we turned down the AC, but can we turn it? Yeah. Is it? How are y'all doing with temperature out there? Hot in here. Yeah. Thank you so much. Again, Mr. Spalding, thank you. Thank you so much. What did you have it up to, like 72? Yeah, all right, let's, 65? Can hang some meat? Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Spalding. After a tepid and not heated rivalry with Casper the not-so-friendly ghost, this baller from Boston dominated the court this basketball season, as he did last year. A talented athlete, he was a leader on Phoenix Field for soccer and lacrosse, not only in his skills, but in his willingness to mentor younger students. Outside of sports, he learned some important lessons in the communications program about self-advocacy and respectful confrontation. I know that he's made the most of what he has experienced at Woodhull, and I hope he puts it into his new school community next year. Good luck at Salisbury School, and keep in touch. Will Lawson. Thank you, Mr. Spalding. This school year, this sophomore piloted Woodhull's new 5-day boarding program. Now, we still need more data on the efficacy of the program, but we have plenty of qualitative data on the progress this boy has made during his 2 years at Woodhull. He's learned to take his talents and become a team player in soccer, basketball, and lacrosse. This year in particular, he embraced the communications program earnestly, demonstrating increased insight and confidence, and above all, patience and compassion to other students who were struggling. Now, I know he'll be rooting for the Generals of Worcester School next year, but I hope he keeps a little of the Phoenix with him. Zach Meisner. I wish I had a YouTube reel of this senior and his kinesthetic daring do on Phoenix Field and Matson Gymnasium, in the Gaga Pit, and around the ping pong table over the last 2 years. He is certainly at his best when he is moving. Outside of athletics, though, he has been a diligent and loyal member of our school community, and I'm confident he'll apply the skills he's developing through the communications program to his future endeavors. And who knows, maybe he'll come back next school year and put on a jersey just for our home games. He could be our guest PG player. Regardless, you always have a home at Woodhull. Brian Fogarty. This senior from North Carolina made an important discovery this spring. Fish belong in the pond, not in the dormitory. Over the past 2 years, however, he made some more lasting discoveries. He discovered how to take honest and sometimes painful feedback and make tangible changes in his behavior. He discovered how to be a supportive team player. He discovered how to give and receive friendship. He discovered belonging, and he discovered happiness. We wish you continued discovery, growth, and success at Western Carolina University, and keep your promise to come back and visit us. Congratulations to Jack Young. We are surrounded by trees. The woods hug our campus. And I thought of this young man when I encountered these words from Sophocles' Antigone. You've seen trees tossed by a torrent in a flash flood. If they bend, they're saved. But if they stiffen up, they're washed out from the roots. Entering Woodhall last year in the middle of his junior year was a tough transition for the senior from Brooklyn. And while he settled into life here in Bethlehem, enjoying the structure and camaraderie of peers, sometimes he was very often the stiffest of trees when faced with figurative flash floods, whether real or perceived, in his daily dynamics. To his credit this year, though, he did the hard work of developing his skills of self-reflection and self-expression with accountability, and he has become more self-aware and more flexible. I will remember the sight of him this spring among his friends in Outdoor Challenge, walking stick in hand, singing joyfully a song from Les Mis, ready and waiting for a hike among the trees. We wish you well at Stevens Institute of Technology, and congratulations to Henry Dirks. I know I'm not supposed to play favorites, but this young man is my favorite student from Wyoming. I noticed this year that he always had random things coming out of his pockets, green Sharpie markers, utensils from the dining hall, a part of one of the vacuum cleaners, and I swear once he had a slice of pizza in there. I also noticed that this perennial people pleaser who would avoid confrontation at all costs developed the courage and skill to confront others with kindness and respect. And the more he did that, the more confident he became. He has become a friendly, honest, and helpful voice in our school community, and I know he's ready for the challenge of student leadership next fall. Just empty out your pockets before you come back. Reeve Meany. And since I was just talking about playing favorites, here's the truth about Theo Graff. I never liked him. He was right. I was just pretending to like his music when he interviewed because the school needed the tuition revenue. And his heavy metal hair, forget it. And those wannabe Doc Marten boots, yuck. And those way too skinny black jeans. And then there's that ridiculous mustard-colored cardigan with what's on it, like dog poodles? I don't know. And he needs to know that every time he came into my office, greedily taking Hershey Kisses by the handful, I had applied a tincture to the Hershey Kisses that only he consumed. Now, Mr. Kavakis concocted this tincture in the chem lab. It's a secret formula, but I know it contains patience, consistency, understanding, unconditional positive regard, and a golden hairball from Bailey and Buddy. Now, the accrued effect of the laced Hershey Kisses created irreversible changes in him. He became more self-assured, more accountable. He made close friends and connected with adult mentors. He became more insightful, and he shared that insight to help others. And he became a gentleman of Woodhall, whom I will miss very much. Now, don't forget to do your homework at WPI. Theo Graff. Because of this boy, even to the cast and crew of our plays before our performance, I've stopped saying, break a leg. I know it has a complete different meaning in the theater. It's about taking a bow and not really breaking a leg. But the thing is, this boy really broke his leg while at Woodhall. Fun fact, he is the second student to break his leg under my watch as head of school, and the third time will not be a charm. Hemingway's talked about being strong in broken places. And as unfortunate and painful as breaking a leg was for this boy, he demonstrated maturity and determination through this process. While he was convalescing at home with the unflagging support of his family, his resolve as a student and his bond with his peers and adult mentors only grew stronger. We celebrated his return, and I'm looking forward to having him part of student leadership next fall. Here is to an injury-free and growth-filled junior year, Gray Berkey. Mr. Leroy, whose apartment is adjacent to this dorm room, recently revealed to me that when Gray Berkey was on extended medical leave, his roommate would wait until well past lights out, and then the disco ball would descend from the ceiling, the light show and fog machine would get going, the bass would start thumping, and a full-blown European discotheque would materialize. Of course, no one showed up except Mr. Leroy and his rats. This 3-year student is a model student in all areas of school life. Remarkably hardworking, sensitive, and focused, he shows up for others in the community and for Woodhall itself with integrity, compassion, respect, good humor, and the best dance moves. I know the Phoenix will be strong with him next year when he flies with the Cardinals of Wesleyan University. And congratulations and thank you to Leo Zellner. I've spoken with this senior a great deal about his legacy when he leaves Woodhall. And as such, I am pleased to announce that next September, we will open the Sammy Stratemeyer Espresso Bar and Golf Simulator, both of which will be housed in what will be a second pavilion on campus, also named in his honor. Now, his real legacy will be that of a young man who was steadfast in his studies and his athletic pursuits, more than a few injuries notwithstanding, and of a young man who worked through his own rigidity to take emotional risks, ask for help, and help others. I look forward to traveling to Philadelphia to visit you and having a coffee or two with you at St. Joseph's University in the coming years. Congratulations and thank you to Sammy Stratemeyer. He who speaks knows not. He who knows speaks not. Or so goes the Taoist proverb. In his first full year at Woodhall, this sophomore from New Jersey had a way with words until his words got the better of him and in the way of his relationship with others. Yet, to his credit, he actively engaged in the communications program, received feedback, and he is making productive changes. Now he's speaking with greater self-awareness, he's contributing positively to the school community, and he is poised to make the most of his Woodhall experience. Now, in between your travels this summer, get some training in for cross-country this fall. In fact, let's plan on racing the first day of cross-country practice, you and I. And I was going to say if you win, I'd take you to an MF Doom concert, but let's negotiate the wager in September. Here's to Chase Frailworth. He wears a trench coat when it's sunny and a puffer jacket when it's warm. I have to think he's hiding something under those jackets, especially when he gets that glint in his eye, smiles widely, and starts finger tenting like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons, like he knows he's getting away with something. What he didn't get away with this year is playing video games during evening study hall. And he can't escape how Woodhall has helped him get moving, quite literally, with its structure, focus on accountability, and the fun stuff too. The hijinks in the study hall carol and the friendships that he has formed. Here's to your productive first year at Woodhall, Jack Watson. From this new junior from Florida, I've learned that a fondness for differential equations and a penchant for Popeye's Louisiana fried chicken are not mutually exclusive. He's made a name for himself for making memorable, if not slightly absurdist, announcements at school forum and in the dining hall, and he honed his delivery with performances as Hector in an Iliad, and notably as Fingers, the surrealist gangster, inexplicably speaking in a pitch-perfect British accent. You've certainly made an entrance at Woodhall in your first year, and we look forward to how you will leave your mark as a student leader in your senior year. Tyler Bernstein. This new junior from Chicagoland, while gaming from his study hall carol, was given to promoting somewhat plausible conspiracy theories about the adult mentors at Woodhall. That Mr. Funsock fakes his mindfulness practice. That Miss Walker is running an animal shelter in her French Hall apartment. That Miss Ball secretly believes Jules lacks talent as an artist. And that Mr. Noonan actually likes teenagers. What is definitely true is that this young man has benefited from the structure and challenge of Woodhall. He's gained acceptance from a group of like-minded peers. He is understood by adult mentors who appreciate his humor and intellectual curiosity. And he stepped it up as stage manager for the winter play. And he's learning the importance of active listening and accountable self-expression. Remember to remain in the present this summer and next fall. Owen Dietzler. I'd like to take a moment to recognize the faculty, staff, and the alumni. Let's see if, and we have some alumni faculty as well. See, let's see, alumnus here. Is that Jacob Gottfried? No, Jacob Ekman is here. Stand up, Jacob. Jacob Ekman. Chip Cowan. Hayes Talbot, and Luke Fisher. Did anybody else show up? Oh my God, Varric! Hey! Varric Shaw. Good to see you, boys. Good to see you both. And we've got Mr. Mahoney and Mr. Coughlin and Miss Mokrisky Schley, former faculty members. Thank you for being here. Now, it's a long list, but it's worth saying everybody's name. And I would ask colleagues, whether you're up here or you're in the audience, if you could stand so that you could be recognized. Let's just hold our applause till the end. Of course, some of my colleagues are not here. They're busy in the kitchen or making sure that the school is running. But again, I want to recognize each of them. Sasha Skolsky, Brianna Ball, Alex Belden, Jared Booth, Alex Kavakis, Simon Cully, Edward Geltzheiser, Connor Langdon, Jonathan Leroy, David Ing, Paul Noonan, Tashi Funsock, Richard Spalding, Don Sterrett, Aaron Terry, Melanie Walker, Maria Di Nicola, Yareli Scalazza, Jamie Gray, Yasmin Hill, Bill Kima, John Lago, Kathy Maloney, Chef Anita, Melissa McCullough, Jeannie Rabinski, Leah Shrepke, Molly Talbot, and Ava Verbikas. Thank you. Let's give them a big round of applause. Thank you so much. So I'd like Mr. Funsock and Mr. Sterrett to come up and present the Academic Book Awards.
The award for academic achievement in the arts goes to Theodore Medlin Graff. The award for academic achievement in social sciences goes to Brian James Fogarty. The award for academic achievement in English goes to Leopold Peter Zellner. And the award for academic achievement in world languages goes to James Stephen Medeiros III. Which one is that? The award for achievement in mathematics is presented to Kelvin Huck Novotny. An award for academic achievement in science is presented to Leopold Peter Zellner. Underclassmen. And we have an award for overall academic achievement for an underclassman is presented to Tyler Sean Bernstein.
Thanks so much. Congratulations, gentlemen. I'd like Ms. Skolsky to come forward and present the Phoenix Award.
The Phoenix Award is given to that student who manifests strong school spirit and commitment to the helping of others. When this student first arrived at Woodhall, he struggled to embrace his new environment. Though he rarely voiced it to us, those closest to him, his parents, knew how he felt. Yet something shifted near the end of that first year. He took a chance and applied to become a student leader. When he was not selected, he did not walk away. He came back the following year with even greater resolve and even deeper commitment to this community. The communications program is the heart of Woodhall, and for much of his first 2 years, this student found it very difficult to fully engage with it. Through patient conversations and gentle encouragement, something eventually clicked. In the last 2 years, on the Committee for Accountability, he began asking thoughtful, meaningful questions. He allowed himself to be authentically and appropriately vulnerable, and in doing so, he gave others the permission to do the same. By openly sharing his own past struggles and experiences, he helped his peers feel less alone. His leadership has been felt across many corners of this school, on the stage in theater, in his role as Maitre d', and in the quiet, consistent way he shows up for those around him. He supports his classmates without seeking the spotlight, leads with calm and humility, and holds no grudges. He is, by nearly every account, on good terms with everyone. His sense of humor, infectious, disarming, and occasionally in need of a small course correction, has a remarkable way of bringing people together. His creativity and leadership were impactful during last year's advisory video competition and in this year's song competition. His ideas inspire and his presence unites. Throughout his years at Woodhall, the student has committed himself, steadily and sincerely, to understanding the school, understanding himself, and learning how to support others along the way. He will be greatly missed next year, it is my distinct honor and privilege to present the Phoenix Award to James Stephen Medeiros III.
I'd like Mr. Funsock to come up and present the Carl G. Seafried Jr. Award for Sportsmanship.
Carl G. Seafried Jr. Award for Sportsmanship is named in honor of Dr. Carl G. Seafried Jr., who served as a science teacher, dean of faculty, director of athletics from 2002 until his retirement in 2014. This award recognizes a student who has embodied the values of the Phoenix athletics, sportsmanship, teamwork, dedication, and gentlemanly behavior in athletics. This year's recipient is a young man whose athletic ability is matched by his character. During his 2 years at Woodhall, he has distinguished himself not only through performance, but through the spirit in which he competed. He has demonstrated resilience in adversity, humility in success, and consistent commitment to upholding the spirit of sportsmanship. While he is undoubtedly a talented athlete, what truly set him apart is the way he carries himself in competition. He'll be remembered for his relentless energy, determination, composure under pressure, and his respect for teammates, coaches, officials, and opponents alike. He understands that true sportsmanship is not simply about winning, but about competing with integrity, discipline, and grace. His accomplishment as a Woodhall athlete reflect both his skills and dedication. So he won the Coaches Award for Soccer in 2024 season, Most Valuable Defense in Basketball 2025 season, Most Valuable Defense in Soccer 2025, and Most Valuable Defense in Basketball 2026, and Coaches Award for Lacrosse this season. So these honors speaks to his consistency and excellence, but this award celebrates something even greater, his growth as a teammate, competitor, and young man of character. It's my great privilege to present the Carl G. Seafried Jr. Award for Sportsmanship to Brian James Fogarty.
And Ms. Skolsky, if you would come forward and present the Communications Award.
The Communications Award is given to that student who has achieved significant growth in skills of self-reflection and self-expression with accountability. Over the course of his 3 years at Woodhall, this student has grown tremendously, and I'm not referring only to his height and his hair. In his first year, he was quite reserved and rarely engaged in the communications program. If we're being honest, one of the main things he communicated was, guess what? Chicken butt. Or butt chicken. Asking for help or letting us know what was going on did not come easily to him. Toward the end of his second year, he began reaching out by text when something was troubling him. A real step forward, even if there were still moments when he kept us at a distance. By the start of this year, something had clearly shifted. He had matured. Though he still greeted many of us with a bit of a grin and a, "Why do you hate me so much?" there was a willingness to engage in genuine, reciprocal conversation. He became an active participant in communications groups, the Committee for Accountability, and confrontations, listening openly to feedback and making a sincere effort to understand others' perspectives. Throughout the year, he reflected on how he was going to show up, what was working, and what still needed growth. Near the end of this year, he said something that stayed with me. During Tuesday evening programming and a discussion about conversations and the creation of shared meaning, he said that when he needs help, he seeks out people with whom he has a specific connection, people who he knows will be caring and supportive. In that moment, I could see just how far he had come. He was willing to offer his own experience, even when it differed from others, and he did so with quiet conviction. With all of us, there is still room to grow, and he has built a strong foundation to carry this work with him to college. It is my distinct honor to present the Communications Award to Theodore Medlin Graff.
The Abigail J. Woodhall Award for Excellence in the Arts is named in memory of Miss Abigail J. Woodhall, who served as an arts and humanities teacher and administrator from 1993 until her untimely death in 2005. This award is presented to that student whose interests and accomplishments in the arts, whether visual, performing, or literary, has enriched his own life as well as the lives of others in the school community. The theater is where this young man developed his competency, confidence, and connectedness. He earned the Director's Award twice for two very different roles, The Dumbwaiter and Kaleidoscope. He also served as a stage manager for 3 different productions, earning Halo Award nomination and performing the double duty of stage manager and an unexpected lead role in Clue with particular aplomb. Serving as a stage manager at Woodhall, the reliable executive functioning for a group of student actors who struggle with executive functioning, is where he developed the consistency and resourcefulness that informs his leadership style. He learned how to work collaboratively and creatively, often when under pressure. As 3 different directors have commented, he is a gifted actor with remarkable physical instincts. He modeled maturity and integrity for his fellow ensemble members, and his capacity to see the bigger picture speaks to his intelligence as an artist and as a leader. Watching this young man perform with his peers in the recent production of Geography of a Horse Dreamer was a culmination of his diligence and growth over the last 4 years. My earliest memories of being involved in the theater were with my late sister, for whom this award is named. I remember when I was a boy, she would write and direct. Sorry about that. Plays with me, my older sister, and other friends and neighbors. She understood what this young man understands. The playing is the thing. He has used his imagination enthusiastically and responsibly, embracing the process of making joy for himself and others. This award has deep personal significance for me, and so I am most pleased to present the Abigail J. Woodhall Award for Excellence in the Arts to James Stephen Medeiros III. This year we have 2 award winners for the Kenneth E. Chant Award for Significant Progress, and I'd like to invite Senor Booth to present the first award.
The Kenneth E. Chant Award for Significant Progress recognizes a student's overall growth. This senior entered the community just last year and was initially hesitant to connect with it. He did not make waves, and while he wanted to engage more, he found himself pulling away. I remember in the first term he set a goal to make a friend. As the term progressed, he identified members of the community who shared his interests, and soon he had friends, and the conversation shifted to how to maintain those relationships, how to take space, and how to continue forging new ones within the community. While most initially saw this young man as shy, as he grew more comfortable, it quickly became apparent that he was not. He just needed the space to feel safe being himself. In his spring term, he showed the community more of his compassion, communicated more, and showed a fun, joyful side. At the end of his first year, he wasn't sure how his senior year would go. He had finally begun to feel more open, and the next year would be different. But he returned for his senior year, no longer nervous, but determined to maintain the space he had become comfortable in. He reached out to new students, he advocated for himself, and he continued to bring joy to the community. I had the honor to advise this young man in his first year at Woodhall, and I believe a quote from one of our shared favorite shows offers the best advice. Steady men may never fear. Tomorrow's skies are always clear. So while you arrived unsure and unsteady, you put in the work to become a man ready to take on whatever may come. And you will bring those clear skies wherever you go, because it will now be you creating those safe and comfortable spaces for those around you. It is my pleasure to give the Kenneth E. Chant Award for Significant Progress to Lucas George Drescher. Congratulations.
The second recipient, when he first arrived in 9th grade, was one of the youngest students ever admitted to Woodhull, and he moved through his days chaotically. Desperate for connection with peers and approval from adults, he'd be able to string together a few days of consistency and productivity and then sabotage his progress with wanton impulsivity and reckless anger. He could be affable and charming, and he made gains in his relationships and even performed well in some areas of school life. But one transgression would beget another transgression, and his progress seemingly would not take hold. Any other school would have given up on him. Offering him another chance, time and time again, imbued him with a fealty to the school and fostered that which he had lacked before: hope. He embraced the mind-body connection, and as he gained physical size and strength, he channeled his energy towards athletics, most notably wrestling, which required exceptional mental discipline. He became a conscientious and curious student. He made friends, lost friends, and regained friends. Negotiating the nuance of relationships and leading consistently with care and sound decision-making still represents a significant challenge for him. He has had many missteps during his time at Woodhull, but he has learned the mark of a successful gentleman of Woodhull: how to deal with setbacks. His journey is far from over. However, he has developed a realistic sense of his strengths and weaknesses. He knows, for example, that he needs to take some time before starting college. He's learned how to express his feelings and vulnerabilities more appropriately, and he knows how to advocate for himself. The fragmented and frightened boy who came to us 4 years ago is now a more whole and more realized young man. I am pleased to present the Kenneth E. Chant Award for Significant Progress to Jacob Andor Gottfried. I'd like to invite Mr. Sterrett to present the Dorothy L. Peirce Award for Significant Academic Excellence.
Thank you. The Dorothy L. Peirce Award for Significant Academic Achievement is named in memory of Mrs. Dorothy Peirce, who served as an English teacher and assistant head of school from 1992 to 1997. The award is given to that student who not only has demonstrated a high level of academic achievement, but also who has developed a genuine intellectual curiosity. A polymath is someone with extensive knowledge across diverse subjects. That is embodied by this winner this year. The winner is someone who loves learning new things and has had great academic successes at Woodhull. In his time here, he has taken one of the most rigorous course loads at the school. Whether he was studying the classics in Latin or discussing great literature in English, he was a consistent high performer. He is intellectually curious and loves learning and discussing what he has learned. His genuine love for learning permeates his conversations and brings excitement to interactions. If you want to talk about something interesting, he is your man. He will deeply engage in the process of discussion and discovery. His academic record has been outstanding, and teachers speak highly of both his work ethic and his abilities. He is conscientious with a voracious appetite for learning. He blends creativity, curiosity, and analytical thinking into an approach that makes learning fun for himself and others. As I was looking up his record, I counted that he has been honored over 20 times at Woodhall with awards for academic excellence, engagement, and the Dean's List. It is my pleasure to give the Dorothy L. Purse Award for Significant Academic Achievement to Calvin Huck Novotny.
Good job, dude.
Ms. Skolsky, if you could come forward and present the Roy I. Mattson Leadership Award.
The Roy I. Mattson Leadership Award is named in honor of Mr. Roy Mattson, who served as president of the board from 1984 to 2002. The award is presented to the student who demonstrates an innate ability to lead others through his own process of self-reflection, self-expression, and accountability. Over his 3 years at Woodhall, this year's recipient has embodied what it means to take ownership of his actions while remaining fully and authentically himself. Whether offering thoughtful advice, breaking into impromptu dancing, or redirecting his peers with care and confidence, he has shown up for himself and for this community each and every day. Many students have sought his counsel on how to navigate setbacks and challenges. What sets him apart is not just his willingness to listen, but his genuine commitment to his own growth. He reflects on his actions, invites feedback, and puts it into practice. Even with 2 weeks left in the school year, he was encouraging his roommate to hold him accountable for the state of their shared space, and he meant it. He does not shy away from speaking the truth in a supportive and measured way. Delivering honest feedback to friends and holding difficult conversations takes courage, and across every dimension of the communications program, he engaged with authenticity and modeled what self-reflection really looks like. He also knows how to lead through joy. As one of the first on the dance floor at a consortium event, he gives others permission to share their talents, let loose, and be themselves. Over the past 2 years, his dedication to student leadership has been felt throughout the Woodhall community. He welcomed new students with generosity, eased their transitions, and inspired those around him to step into leadership roles of their own. We will deeply miss his presence, his humor, and his leadership in the year ahead. It is my distinct honor and privilege to present the Roy I. Mattson Leadership Award to Leopold Peter Zellner.
The Heads Award, the school's highest honor, is given to that student who's endeavored to demonstrate respect, compassion, and integrity in all areas of school life. The student will have achieved success through self-reflection and will have displayed growth and an understanding of learning during his time at the Woodhall School. In January of his first school year at Woodhall, this young man met with me in my office and told me that he wanted to transfer to another school. While he was having a good experience at Woodhall, he wanted something bigger, something better. Indeed, the previous winter he had been accepted to all 6 boarding schools to which he applied. And I told him that if he wanted to, he could apply elsewhere, and he'd certainly be accepted to other schools. I also told him that bigger wasn't always better, and that, at least for the time being, he should focus not on the quantity, but rather the quality of the relationships, experiences that he had at Woodhall. At that time, this young man was still fragile, anxious, and perseverative, still emerging from hopelessness. The structure and consistency of Woodhall assuaged his anxiety, and he became more available to learning, to accepting feedback and developing skills, and above all, to connecting meaningfully with peers and adult mentors, who in turn celebrated his quirks, his wit, his earnestness, and his innate gentleness. By the end of his first year, he was elected a student leader and returned for the second year with a seriousness of purpose and a desire to excel in all areas of school life. And he did. He became a motivated, intellectually curious student. He learned how to use his body, gaining grace, strength, and skill on Phoenix Field, on the wrestling mat, and on the stage. he became a reliable and thoughtful community member. He embraced the communications program in order to help himself and others. Known for his steadfast focus, he continued to grow and learn throughout his senior year. He modeled the process of developing skills of self-reflection and self-expression with accountability, with graciousness. He made himself vulnerable with maturity, and he confronted peers with compassion. Having maintained his integrity in all his endeavors, he has treated others and the school itself with respect. Yet, for all the accomplishments of this young man, I now recall a quieter moment from this most recent Heads Day. He was in the river, among the other boys, surveying the rocks, industrious in his play, watchful yet contented. With gratitude and admiration, I present the Heads Award to the consummate gentleman of Woodhall, Leopold Peter Zellner. Please rise and join me in the singing of Amazing Grace. Please be seated. Ready, boys? I'd like to invite Sue Moline, our board chair, to help me present the diplomas to the class of 2026. Henry Peter Dirks. Lucas George Drescher. Brian James Fogarty. Hayden Christopher Geisecker. Jacob Andor Gottfried. Theodore Medlin Graff. James Stephen Medeiros III. Calvin Huck Novotny. Samuel Barrett Stratemeyer. Jack William Young.
Go, Jack.
Leopold Peter Zellner.
Go, Leo.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Woodhall School class of 2026.
Thank you, gentlemen. Take a seat. Yeah.
So one last tradition before we end the ceremony. I invite anybody gathered today to come up and share some reflections. You get to start, Sumali.
Hi, everybody. What an incredibly moving ceremony. I just, every year, I'm so affected by this. It just, no matter how many years out. My son graduated in 2019. I'm Sue Moline. I'm the chair, very proud chair of the board of trustees of the Woodhall School. And I'm bringing the gratitude of the board to all of you. I want to congratulate, on behalf of the board, all the graduating seniors. Congratulations. I want to thank, on behalf of the board, the incredible faculty and staff of the Woodhall School. The school would not be what it is without you, so thank you. And finally, of course, on behalf of the entire board, I want to thank you, Matt, for everything you do. Without your leadership, the school would not be what it is, so thank you.
Throughout my time at Woodhall, there have been, looking at the crowd, there are many people who have been influential on my life. Particularly, looking out at the class of 2026, there are two seniors that stand out. I'd just like to recognize them. First, Luke Drescher. You're quite possibly like the kindest person I've ever met, and if you have not met Luke, I encourage you to meet him. And through Luke, I have learned compassion, kindness, and humility. The other is Leo Zellner. Leo Zellner, I am the oldest of 3 siblings, and at Woodhall, well, I came from a very hostile school before this, and throughout my time, I've considered you the older brother that I wish I never had. That I wish I had. Whoa. That I wish I did have. And through you, I have learned respect, diligence in academics, and above all, leadership. Thank you.
Coming to Woodhall for me was really something scary, and I really wasn't sure on what was going to happen and how people were going to treat me. But over this past year, I've realized that every single person here cares about me, and I care about them. And the respect that I have for all of you people is something I cannot put into words. You guys have been so kind to me and made me feel at home, and I want to just thank you all for that because it's something that I've never really felt.
Looking at the class of 2026, I recognize a lot of people who have been influential for me in my growth and development. And people like Jacob Gottfried, who toured me and brought me to the school and allowed me to thrive here, really helped allow me to open up. And seeing how everyone here has been so influential, it makes me think that you guys are all going to go on to do great things no matter where you go. And I wish you all the best.
Through my 2 years here, every one of the seniors here has taught me something and has acted as kind of like an older brother figure to me, and I've learned so much from all of you seniors in the class of 2026. That's all I really wanted to say.
I am very grateful to have gone to this school, and I couldn't have asked for a better place. I am going to miss all the seniors here, all 12 of you, but I would like to shout out Hayden Geischecker here, who's a cool car guy, and I would also like to shout out Jacob Gottfried for helping me get used to the school and helping lead sports, for example, and I would also like to shout out Leo Zellner here because he really helped me get to know this school and really helped me improve my social skills. So all I want to say is thank you all and good luck on your next journey.
Oh, hey, Aiden. It's been 2 years since I've been up here, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of missed it. I want to speak on something that I didn't really realize when I was at Woodhall, but it's that doesn't matter what year you're in, doesn't matter if you're graduating this year, you're gonna have so many opportunities, whether that's going to another place, another school, getting jobs, meeting new people. There's so many opportunities that are gonna open up to you. Just please make sure you take them. You gotta make sure you take these opportunities because I made the mistake of not taking some of those. And I'm so happy with where I am now, but just don't stay in your room and play video games, y'all. It's not worth it.
Hi guys. So I'm an alumni, for people that don't know. I wanted to come up to specifically address Jacob Gottfried because as much as a lot of the seniors of mine are here and friends and people I consider very important, me and Gottfried, we started off extremely bad. We had a very rough relationship. I mean, we were in, 2 committees before Fall Family Weekend, second of which was not very good. But now I look at our relationship, and it started obviously a year and a half ago, but it's really evolved. And I just want to say I appreciate what I call the friendship that we have and the evolution of that relationship to something that started off as hostile and has now become what I believe is something that we can cherish over decades. So I appreciate you. I appreciate every single one of the seniors. I see all of you guys. I congratulate all of y'all and everybody at the Woodhall School. I appreciate every single one of you guys.
Hey, spitballing here. I haven't really planned anything, but I want to talk about every single senior here. So I'm gonna go off the top of my head. First in this order. Leo, you've been an incredible roommate, and you're a great dancer, and your music taste is great. I got your songs on my playlist now, okay? I got song two, what, it's called song 2, I don't know why. That one, the one that goes woo-hoo, that one's on my playlist now, okay? Calvin, you're a freaking genius, bro. My mom immediately reacted, she's like, you're going to a great college, apparently. I'm like, I don't even know what college it is. You're awesome, you're so smart. And Sammy, I've seen so much improvement from you, and you're really your like commitment to like that. What was it called? You did those cold plunges or whatever. Yo, dude, like you're a really incredible person, honestly. And Jacob, wow, my freshman year roommate slept on the floor. He slept on the floor sometimes. I don't know why, but he doesn't do that anymore. He's a great guy. So you guys want to know, Jacob is a very impressive person because he really does put time in to improve over a long period of time, and he has improved. He is he's a much better person than when I last met him. And that's because I, spitball in here, so, mess up the words sometimes, but he's a great guy. He's really much better than he was when he started here. It's been 4 years, and he's been great, 4-year senior. Henry Jerks, yo, you were a great guy to talk to during strength and conditioning. And I know you've only been here for one year of my time here, but you were a really nice person to meet. I thought that honestly, you're just really cool. I don't really know much about you. I'm sorry, I didn't interact with you. I try to interact with everyone. Theo, yo, chicken butt. Yo, Luke Drescher. And honestly, I'm gonna, I know this might not be the nicest thing to do, but I'm gonna put Luke with Hayden. You two are the nicest people I've ever met. You two are so polite and kind and just nice. I love you guys. You are so nice. Jack, so much. I'm so proud of you, dude. Because, like, the beginning of last year, it started rocky, right? But you did so well. Just by the end of my time here last year, you were doing so well. And I'm sure you're doing amazing this year. I'm sure you're going to do amazing in college, okay? Jay, one of my favorite people in the world. He doesn't know this because I don't really talk to him that often, but he's really cool. He's just got that vibe, He looks really cool. He's a cool guy. He's nice. He's smart. Brian, dude, you move like the I don't know what you call. I don't want to say anything, but you move like crazy on like Gaga Ball. You're so cool, dude. And also, you're just really, really nice. And also, I want a special shout out to Chase. Vinland Saga is very, very good. I finished it.
I'm not spitballing. Congratulations to the class of 2026. I'm Lori Medeiros, Jay's mom. Yep. Over the last 4 years, Jim and I have attended 8 communications groups across the various parents' weekends. And I think every one of those meetings started with us being asked if anyone would like to share a word about what they were feeling. And in thinking about today, I realized that sharing my own words would bring me to tears. And as Theo has pointed out in communications groups, I have a lot of words. So instead, I'm going to rely on Jay's words via quotes that he's made over the last 4 years at Woodhall that I believe really represent what a journey this has been for not only him, but for our family. Freshman year fall family weekend. In the middle of the very first hug in this auditorium, Jay said, "This place sucks. Just send me back to Wilderness because anything is better than this." It was a long weekend. When he came home for Thanksgiving break, we picked him up from the airport, and he very flatly said from the backseat of the car, "I'm in the play." I'm shocked. Like, that's amazing. I've got to say I'm surprised because I thought you'd be more interested on being on like the tech team or something. He said, Mom, everyone wants on the tech team. Do you know what happens if you go out for the tech team and there's too many kids? They put you in a mankini and you're on the wrestling team, and I am not doing that. Jacob, the Madeira, all know it's called a singlet, but forever it will be known as a mankini in our house. From there, an acting career was born. Sophomore year, Thanksgiving break, planning what Jay would wear to the Woodhull holiday dinner, Jay said, I want a tie with Miss Skulski's face on it. I'm like, huh? He goes, she's the Skulskinator, the taker of tech, the warden of Woodhull, and it would be awesome. Sasha, I hope you know that along with him creating your name into a verb, they've been skulked, is the ultimate compliment from him. Also, sophomore year at the end of winter break, as we were leaving for the airport at 3:30 in the morning Pacific time, Jay said there was no way he was going back to school until we seriously discussed a transfer. I'll leave the direct quotes out from that conversation, but he did get on the plane, and 2 weeks later from school, Jay said, I think I need to stay and graduate from Woodhull. Sophomore year graduation, Jay looked at me and said, I'm really gonna miss some of these guys. Jay, look around because those guys are here today. And thank you for coming. Junior year, as Jay was getting ready to come into his first student leadership summit, I asked Jay what he was most excited about. And he said, I have an opportunity to change the culture. Half the school is new and we can make it better for them. Senior year, fall parents weekend, Jay just submitted all of his college apps and he looked at Dr. Sobel and unsolicitedly said, I really enjoyed this process. Thank you. That same weekend, he told me he might try to flunk so he can keep eating Chef Anita's butterscotch muffins next year. We need the recipe. Summing it all up, my words are growth and gratitude. I can't express how grateful I am to every member of the Woodhull community and how proud I am of you, Jay. You all have what you need within you to just go crush whatever you want to do, and I will forever be cheering you on. Matt and Sasha, there is simply no words to convey our gratitude. It's been our best chapter yet as a family, and we wouldn't be able to have what's next without you. Thank you so much. I totally forgot this was part of graduation, so I don't have anything prepared, but Woodhull has been, I'm Huck's sister, by the way, and Woodhull has been such a great experience for him, and it has made him, I'm really proud of the person he's become. I remember before Woodhull, when he was really struggling with a lot of things, and I mean, I wasn't even a parent, I'm just a sister, and I didn't know how to help my little brother, and it was really hard to watch him go through so much. And then I remember one time when we came to Woodhull, and he looked at us and he was like, I think maybe there's something in the air in Connecticut that cures depression. But it wasn't Connecticut, obviously, it was the school. And the people here, his first few years, he really connected with the adult mentors a lot, I know, especially Senior Booth. And then also, since then, I've watched him make so many more friends and become a happier and more empathetic and more caring person. And Huck, I love you, and I am so, so proud of how far you've come and the person that you are today. And I am so grateful to Woodhull for being such a wonderful place for my brother. And thank you to all of you.
hello. I would just like to first congratulate the class of 2026, but I would like to specifically congratulate my advisee, Huck Novotny. I've had the pleasure of advising you for the past 4 years. You're my first 4-year advisee, and to me that is so special because while you and I were randomly paired your first year, every year after that, you chose to continue to work with me, and it has been such an amazing gift to work with you, to go from hearing the monologues and learning just about every single thing about Magic and Warhammer to now, you know, you were showing up to my advisory meeting, you're like, okay, are we done? I've got people to talk to and things to do, and you've just grown so much, and I'm so excited for you, and, you know, you are such an amazing, amazing young man, so I'm very excited for your next steps.
So this is my first year as a faculty member here at the Woodhall School, and I really just want to give a heartfelt thanks to the entire student body and my esteemed colleagues for welcoming me into your home, your family, and giving me undoubtedly the best year of my life. I can't wait to rejoin you all next year, but I want to give a quick send-off to those who won't be returning, including those going off to different schools, Will Lawson and Zach Meisner, the consummate star of my environmental science class. And I just wanted to give a really, really heartfelt congratulations to the entire class of 2026.
Hello, I'm Dan Stratemeyer, Sammy's dad. Sammy, congratulations. Look, I'm up here to say another word about you, Matt. You know, in life, everybody remembers who's there for you when times are tough and when you're on the bottom or you're bouncing along the bottom. And there's not many people that are usually there, right? Everybody's there when you're holding the NBA championship or you won whatever you won or you're handing out an award. Everyone wants to be there. But especially in a world where, for whatever reason, too many people are turning their back on young men, we need 100 more Woodhall schools, maybe 1,000 more Woodhall schools in this world. And what you do and your mission and your patience and your understanding, and I mean, everybody here, you gave so many more chances than probably they may have deserved, but you believed in them. And there's nothing more important in believing in someone in life. So not only did you believe in these children, you believed in us as parents that had no idea what we were doing. We had nowhere to turn. We were confused. We were struggling. And, you know, that means so much to everyone here, every parent, every grandparent. And we just deserve, this world needs a lot more people like you and people like this. So I would like this to give a bigger round of applause. Let's stand for this guy, because this is just remarkable what he does here.
Thank you. And with that, are you ready, Terry? All right. Thank you so much. And once again, congratulations to the class of 2026 and all the gentlemen of Woodhall. Thank you.
shows